What's up, guys? Happy weekend. Welcome to the Weekend Zone. I'm Britt Johnson. You can follow me on all social media at I am Britt Johnson.
And I'm Chris. You can follow me everywhere at CK2K.
And we got the black and white today.
Yeah,
we got
look at this. Yes.
We coordinate.
Yeah, we coordinated.
It's about coordinating.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So let's start with the NFL because obviously this week is the time that they are allotted to vote on the CBA.
Yep.
But there's a little bit of the CBA that's a little more enticing now for players. The NFL decided that players can actually not get in trouble for testing positive for marijuana.
Sneaky.
So obviously a lot of players are going to be on board because of this,
Sneaky,
especially
man.
guys like Josh Gordon, who actually was probably a little upset because he's like,
I know.
damn, man, I got suspended like 3 years in a row off of this. But what do you think about this? Do you think it's a good or a bad thing? Do you think they did this on purpose to try to get players to sign this deal?
Yes to every question you just asked. I mean, it is a good thing, but it's also a sneaky thing because they know the main talk, as we've been talking about it for the past week, is about the money and the
Extra
contracts
game.
and all that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But now you're going to sprinkle this little part in that, a lot of players are going to be very excited about, and now it's going to make a lot of these guys second think the decision that they were going to have this coming week. And it's already a tough decision for them to make financially, and now you're bringing this into it. I think it's just sneaky, man.
It is.
They know what they're doing. They knew what they were doing.
Absolutely. Like, this is like Roger Goodell.
Yeah, man.
Bro, man. Like,
Come on.
he's just so sneaky and evil for that one. But hopefully the players look at the bigger
Stay
picture
strong.
of it. Like, because this is just one little piece of this whole entire CBA agreement. And that's something that it's not necessarily off the table if they don't sign right now.
Right.
So obviously don't sign this. Hold your,
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Josh,
Don't sign this.
Stay strong, buddy. Stay strong.
Josh shouldn't even be allowed to vote on this one, honestly. Like,
I think he already voted.
Well,
His
and the
vote's
other
already
part of
in.
it is the guys that are currently holding suspensions,
Exactly.
do their suspensions get lifted? And that actually is not clear in the
so
agreement.
it's not clear. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What I thought is it would get lifted. So there you go. So maybe that'll help Josh out.
Right.
So maybe he won't be saying yes right away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I think you have something to talk about.
Yes, I
What
do.
you talk
Because this
about?
past week, I don't even know if this is in news, but it's more so, it's impressive, in my opinion. It's impressive.
Okay.
Because Terrence Ross, the Terrence Ross that not many people have really talked about as of late, but he's out there playing in Orlando, and he put 35 points in a win against Miami Heat. Impressive.
Okay.
Good stuff.
A loss against Miami
Excuse me.
Heat.
Yeah, they lost by 3, 116-113 to the Heat. But what if I told you 35 points was the only thing he did the entire night? Not a single rebound, not an assist, not a steal. Like, this man, if you look at his box score, zeros on everything else except for the 35 points.
How does that happen?
Impressive.
Like, you can, accidentally get a rebound with just the
exactly.
ball just accidentally coming to you after, and you
Not
literally
Ross.
didn't pass the ball to anybody that scored a point.
Not a soul. Not a
so,
soul.
That is honestly, okay, so what do you think is more impressive, him doing that or Klay Thompson bouncing the ball only 4 times when he had that one game?
Impressive. I think the not doing it I'm going with Terrence Ross on this one.
I honestly think that's like an L.
Oh,
So
100%.
let's move on to our
100%.
L's of the week.
We might as
Shall
well
we?
after that.
I think your team suffered the biggest L this week, so why don't you talk about that?
Okay. 100%. We can go all the way back. We know Spike Lee, everything Spike Lee, this and that. Knicks were both wrong. Spike Lee was wrong, but he was also right to say his thing. I said my piece on that. I do believe, even though I initially liked the Knicks statement, I did retract a little bit on my channel and here that, you know what?
Because of my persuasive argument.
Had nothing to do with that. It was me doing more research, but yeah, sure, we'll give the Brits take some credit. But no, you know what? It was stupid for the Knicks to go back the way they did. I enjoyed it for the pettiness because I didn't like that Spike was petty in himself going on First Take, so I was in my feelings about that. But on top of that, the following game, the New York Knicks, the attendance was way down compared to times in the past because as bad as we've been, we sell out games pretty regularly, and we were at our all-time low for...
It was like 13 years.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, about 13 years, where we were about 3,000 seats under the max. Like, because we got 18,000 in the building, we only sold about 14 in the game against the Jazz.
So should Mike or James Dolan at this time be a little nervous?
Well, with all the talk that, Charles Oakley's been coming out, and now all these other big, mainstream media guys are doing, they're putting some pressure on it. I'm for it. Like, I hate this drama around with the Knicks, but if it's going to ultimately come to some kind of pressure being put on James Dolan, by all means, I'm with it. But there was also people, when I tweeted this out yesterday about that whole seats thing, there's people saying in New York that it doesn't have anything to do with Spike Lee. They're saying it's the coronavirus. What do you think about that take?
Oh.
That's what they're all telling me. Like, the minute I'm here thinking like, yo, this is bad for you, James, blah, blah, blah. But everyone's like, no, man, it's got to be the coronavirus.
I guess we would have to look at other teams and if their games are being less sold too. Like the Lakers play the Clippers on Sunday. So is that game? I doubt that game is going to be it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. But I think maybe because the Knicks are so bad, people are like, okay, like I'm a fan just being a fan, but I'm really not going to waste it.
We can watch it from home. Right.
Yeah. That's like an interesting point. I didn't think about that.
Me either.
That could hold a little truth, but I also think sports fans are absolutely ridiculous and they don't even care about the coronavirus.
Especially Knicks fans. Knicks fans can give a damn.
The players and the coaches maybe, but fans.
Knicks fans don't give a damn.
They're like,
about
that. I just got the coronavirus from LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be excited about it if they did. Yeah. That's how crazy they are.
So I'm giving my Knicks an L, but it's an underlying W because if this puts a little fire to James Dolan, this week might have been a successful week. Put all that aside, but it's a no ultimately for the Knicks.
So my L this week, James Harden.
Oh my gosh, the MVP of our lives this week.
This is like, honestly, I just I cannot get over it because everybody's made such a big deal about it. Yes. And like, poor guy, like he's literally like, oh my gosh, everyone knows I like my pants.
And he's trying so hard to like get us on the whole Giannis versus James Harden thing. Nah, man, we still talking about your doo-doo pants, man.
Right. And of course, like of all the days to shart yourself, it's when he wears the white uniform. They couldn't be wearing the red uniform.
Because they weren't even home, so it's like, that's your guys' fault for making them do that. On a nationally televised game.
I can't get over it. Like, I just can't get over it.
We shouldn't, man.
And then all the nicknames that he's gotten, like, you had your...
I got Pooh Harden, you got James Harden.
Like...
It's everywhere.
And and like you thought it'd be just like that one day. It's literally continued on. People have come up with theories about it, written whole like essays on it. Like this
dedications to Paul Pierce because it happened in the Boston Garden against the Celtics. Oh man, the whole lore is perfect. Yeah.
Even with the coronavirus and everything, everyone's still talking about his dirty draws. That is so sad. We love you, James.
James, man.
James Harden for MVP. Let's.
Sure.
You got one more?
No, that's all I got.
So I heard your boy Dion just got signed.
Not my boy. I wanted Earl to get signed.
With the Lakers.
Oh my gosh,
Okay, so this was funny because we talked about it on the show, and in the show we actually all said he's the third person that should be signed of anybody, right?
We all co-signed
So apparently on Basketball Reference, which is a website, they have his nicknames on there, and they go as this: Downhill Dion, Kobe Wade, Google Me, and Headache. Those are his names, and the Lakers just signed him onto their roster.
And then the video that we were trying to decipher just yesterday on the live, like we still don't know if that was him in the car, and if that was like a meme that he posted because he knew he was gonna get signed. Like I don't know, man.
It's the biggest L of the week, but not because he got signed anyway.
Right, exactly. He still got the job. Like we should be talking about my boy J.R. Smith getting the L, but I mean,
he's like,
I don't know,
I didn't hit nobody this week. I don't have this like. On Basketball References, all these crazy nicknames
that are not positive nicknames. But I mean, like at the same time, we'll see. Because I do think there's gonna be a situation that's gonna be a lot like Dwight Howard. Because they gave him the benefit of the doubt. Will Dion get the benefit of the doubt? Who knows? We'll see with the Lakers.
I don't know. But one person we hope gets the benefit of the doubt, obviously, is LaMelo Ball. This week, his dad came back into the media, started saying a lot of different things again. One of those things was that his son Melo would fit best with your Knicks. Do you think now that this hurts his draft stock?
Maybe for other teams, but the Knicks, I'm sure they're probably going to be, because we already had reports coming out that the Knicks are dedicated to getting a scoring point guard in this draft. So if he is available, I'm sure the Knicks won't shy away from that. Maybe teams like the Warriors, like more established teams that are up there, they might be a little bit scared of that, but I don't think the Knicks would be worried at all.
Do you think Lavar should be quiet?
No, I never think Lavar should be quiet. I'm never in that side. LeVar, the
I
more
liked
LeVar
when
spent
he
time
was
with
quiet this little bit of time, but I
'Cause
get
it
Big
made
Baller
sense.
Brand came back
Right,
out again, but I'm
exactly.
just like, oh, but like your son is like, he keeps like rising in his draft stock, and now you're talking again. And then he was like, oh, well, Melo is like he likes the bright lights in big cities, so he's only going to play for a big city team. Obviously, that doesn't hurt him with the Knicks or with Golden State because they're in San Francisco, but like all these other teams, you know, that could
the
possibly
Clevelands
affect.
and
Yeah.
those things, yeah. I'm all for it because, like you said, he was pushing things. It was all, and when he was quiet, he had a reason to be quiet. And even when he came back, this wasn't even as flamboyant as he was with the Lonzo situation.
Yeah, right.
So,
all right, well, we
Speak
shall
up, LeVar.
see. We shall see. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Weekend Zone. I'm Britt Johnson.
it's boy Chris.
We'll see you guys next weekend.
Enjoy your weekend.